Welcome to Hummingbird Fiber Arts. I'm Birdie. For someone who professes to hate making petticoats, I certainly have made quite a few for y'all. But when the bride wants to be a princess, Auntie makes her the swooshiest petticoats that my patience and her budget allow. I actually made 2 petticoats to achieve maximum volume at the hem. If she wants more, I'll make a hoop skirt video. For the first petticoat, I did a floor length full circle with a 3-inch horsehair braid at the hem and gathered 160 yards of tulle into the 9-yard hem. It was a very fluffy caterpillar. The second petticoat is also a floor length full circle with 8 25-inch quarter circle godettes and 2-inch horsehair braid in the hem. I added 3 layers of bias flounce with 50-pound fishing line encased in a serger rolled hem. To support the weight, I made a waspy corset that I was going to adjust to a basque waist, but our favorite designer had already done that hack. Yay! Less work for me. A few key points to mention. When gathering yardage, it really is easier and more secure to zigzag over 10-pound fishing line. What I discovered is that the stitch in the ditch foot is actually more efficient than a cording foot. Just loop your line over the guide and it stays in the exact center of the zigzag. Also, slight tension on the hem when you're attaching the horsehair makes sewing the other edge in so much easier. I do hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe. Lay out pattern pieces, cut 2 full circle skirts. Cut godets. Finish waist and vertical edges. Center twill tape on waistband edge. Top stitch twice. Press to mark godet placement. Yes, that's a flat iron. Cut at mark, pin godets to petticoat. Sew godets to petticoat. Press seams towards petticoat. Top stitch. Sew 1 side seam per petticoat. Press open. Press, hang overnight. Fold godets flat, measure and cut hem. Cut 120 yards of tulle into about 12-inch squares. Pinch the center and zigzag to an appropriate length of ribbon. Gather 40 yards of continuous tulle. Layer tulle together with long, wide zigzag. Sew horsehair braid to right side of hemline. Flip and press. Edge stitch along fold. Edge stitch top of horsehair. Press. Mark tulle placement on wrong side of petticoat. Leaving first 5 inches open, sew 1 inch horsehair at mark. Sew top edge of horsehair. Sew tulle to right side over horsehair braid. Pin other side seam. Sew other side seam. Press open. Finish hem and horsehair in the round. Finish sewing tulle in the round. Sew 2 inch horsehair braid at hem. Flip and press. Edge stitch along fold. Edge stitch top of horsehair. Fold and cut 6 inch bias strips. Piece 6 inch bias strips. Press open. Hem 6 inch bias strips. Fold and cut 8 inch bias strips. Piece 8 inch bias strips. Press open. Hem 8 inch bias strips. Fold and cut 10 inch bias strips. Piece 10 inch bias strips. Press open. Hem 10 inch bias strips. Pin and serge flounce layers. Gather flounce layers. Measure and mark flounce placement on wrong side. Sew 1 inch horsehair at marks. Pin flounce to petticoat. Sew flounce to petticoat with long, wide zigzag. Pin and sew side seam. Press open. Finish hem and horsehair in the round. Overlap ungathered ends of flounce for maximum coverage. Finish flounce in the round. Tie fishing line to secure. Enjoy!